and thank you for joining us here at Delivery in the center of London. This is SLTV, Christmas 2008, and we're asking Sierra Leoneans the same question. What does Sierra Leone mean to you? We're here at Nostalgia Night, and the theme is Wear Something Red. And we're also have another theme, and we're asking Sierra Leoneans, what does Sierra Leone mean to you?
Well, Sierra Leone means very fond memories, just memories of a lovely childhood, beautiful people, amazing beauty in all its forms. I love the food, loved cassava leaves, you know, I love my akara, I love my pepper fish, you know, it's Sierra Leone will rise again. And the hope I have is in, you know, what's happening at the moment. We hear there are a lot of people doing very great things, and we're not going to give up.
What Sierra Leone means to me is a place of my people, my parents and their parents before them, and all the people I call close to me, my family. And it's also the place that I believe my real happiness could lie. It's a place where I go to and feel totally relaxed. I feel like I'm amongst friends, I'm among people who I can trust. And it's a place that I just hope can realize its full potential. I believe Sierra Leone has a lot to offer the world, not just its people, but the world as a whole. It's a place where people get on, irrespective of religion or tribe, language. They just get on, and all the problems in other parts of the world, Sierra Leone actually offers the potential for people to see that you don't need to be separated by religion, by tribe. You just need to be people, find what is common amongst you as opposed to what separates you. So Sierra Leone is a place with lots of potential, and for me, I just hope that one day that potential will be realized.
Sierra Leone, I've got very exciting memories about Sierra Leone. You know, school days was exciting. You know, I remember when we used to go to the beach, we had fantastic times. It was, you know, it was just the company, friendships, we formed whilst we were growing up.
Being together with family and friends, and as Dini said, we grew up together, we're cousins, and going to the beach together, going to clubs together, school days. It is such a beautiful place to be, and wonderful people to actually interact with, you know, and I do miss home very much.
I went to Sierra Leone at 11 without knowing a word of Creole. All I understood was, "How you do? Ah, well." I went to Annie Walsh boarding school, and I can tell you that those were the best years. My time in Sierra Leone, the 17 years that I spent in Sierra Leone, were the best time of my life. They make me who I am today, an African with an English name who would have had no identity at all if it hadn't been to the fact that she went back to Africa at the formative age of 11. I won't tell you how old I'm going to be, but trust me, I'm no spring chicken. And up till today, I tell my mother that I'm so happy that she took us back, that she didn't think at all that we would have been better off in the United States of America, because we gained so much culturally, and I'm an African through and through.
It's very difficult to get across in a few seconds, but Sierra Leone to me means a place where I grew up, where my ancestral roots are, and a place to which I will always be connected. I know I've lived most of my life away from Sierra Leone and may continue to do so, but it always means something special to me, which is one reason why I visit Sierra Leone as often as I do, and why I attend as many Sierra Leone functions in and around London as I do.
Sierra Leone, first of all, is the land of my birth, where I spent my formative years. I will never forget it as home. I always think of Sierra Leone as home, even though I've been in England more years than I have lived in Sierra Leone. But as I said, my formative years were spent there, up to secondary school. I love the place. I go there often. I still have a few family members there, and I will always be African, basically. And you know, it really, really pains me when I see what has happened to the beautiful Sierra Leone of my childhood, really. And I just hope that someday we'll sort of rekindle that spirit that we had before, and the things were, you know, when everything was so good growing up, really. I mean, we're meant to be improving, not going backwards, but unfortunately the war brought a lot of destruction, etc. So to me, I just hope that we can go back to the Sierra Leone of yesteryears.
But going back home always takes you back to your roots. It does that for me anyway, you know. It's where I go back to discover my sense of taste, smell, and pleasure. Fantastic. Love Sierra Leone any day.
Well, Sierra Leone means a lot to me in the sense that I was born here in England, but both my parents come from Sierra Leone. I went to live in Sierra Leone for 16 years. Primary school, secondary school, went to the grammar school.
Salone means the place where I grew up, and also where I went to school. I went to the Annie Walsh, and it's a wonderful place when I was there. Unfortunately, because of the war and all the various bad things that have happened, it's really gone downhill. But it's still a good place to be. I was there last Christmas, and it was wonderful. I mean, all the old traditions, you know, going to Christmas services and New Year's Eve service, and the parties, as you know, they like to have a good time. And it's a lovely place, and the beaches, the lovely weather. It's so unfortunate that people can't afford to live there. If you're poor, it's hard. But if you've got a lot of money, it's the place to be. But bottom line is, I mean, no matter what we do, we're still foreigners here. I mean, I was born in the UK, but Salone is what I know, regardless of having been here all this time, over 20 years. I'm married to a British person, but still, I mean, he loves Sierra Leone more than I do, and he doesn't come from there. So
it's where I was born and where I would like to develop, particularly for the young people. We run a charity, and we like to think that Sierra Leone will be able to provide them with education and give them a way forward, away from the wars and all the bad times. Sierra Leone is a place that I love passionately. My parents are there, and in fact, I'm going there on Monday. Because when you're in Sierra Leone, there's a sense of belonging, the sense of knowing everyone, and everyone acknowledges and accepts you. So it's that sense of belonging, that nurturing. That's what Sierra Leone means to me.
To you.
Basically home. I've been here for over 20 years, and it will never be home. Especially at this time of the year, I get really homesick. It's miserable, the weather is lousy, there's nowhere to go, you get ill around this time of the year. I went to school, I went to university in Sierra Leone. I never thought I'd be living abroad. Never, ever. And I'm still not used to it yet.
Sierra Leone means a lot to me. I think you only know when you're there. As they say, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But for the most part, Sierra Leone is a place where, unless you go and you experience and your heart is open, then and you have an open mind, then you can literally go enjoy yourself and leave. But I went basically to work. And I partnered with Manilius Garba, and we're working on a hotel project, which is basically 8 in the morning to 6, 7 days a week, you know. But in that time, I had time with parents, time working on my parents' school, trying to double the figures from 300 to 600. So we got new land, but also I went up country, well, not too far up, Newton, and there's a charity and a church there. So I was able to use my skills both in the school, there as well as my parents' school, teaching songs on the guitar, but also even preaching in Creole, which I thought was quite something. So it was a full time, and as I said when I emailed you, we have great dreams and aspirations here, you know, and you're struggling along and you hope that you'll fulfill them.
But when I was in Sierra Leone, I thought about them, but they meant nothing to me. Because for me, it's about fulfilling a need. And there's so much need, in Sierra Leone on all different levels. And I felt more fulfilled in a month than in 25 years I've been here.
First of all, greetings to Sierra Leoneans in Sierra Leone and in the diaspora, and also to the friends of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone to me is home, and home is where the heart is. And I really love Sierra Leone. And I also want to say that Sierra Leone means peace of mind and peace in reality as well as joy and beauty. And it also means a triumph of God's love over adversity, because God has brought us through a lot, and He's still going to take us forward to overcome other obstacles that we still have to overcome to go forward. I like everything, all the diets. I think the diet is actually quite a healthy diet, as long as you don't have too much palm oil and too much of fufu. So I'm quite keen on Sierra Leonean food. But I don't like some of the type of meats. I'm not too keen on pig's feet, on cow's feet, on tripe. But everything else I like. Really.
To me, Sierra Leone is home. I have been here for about 16 years now. And in all that time, I haven't been back, I must admit. But for me, I still hold onto the memories of growing up, school days, the friends I had back home, some of whom are here and some in America, and the warmth of the people, the scenery, the lovely beaches back home. And as for the dishes, well, my favorite, I have to say, is beans. Beans, cassava leaves is another one, and obiata, and rice akara. For me, they're the...
So quite a few.
Quite a few, yeah, quite a few.
Means to me, when I think of Sierra Leone, straight away I think of home sweet home, but I think of paradise. I think of how beautiful it is. I think of how natural it is. I love the country. I love the people. I feel fortunate to have come from a country like that. No matter what people say about it, I think it's the best thing that can ever happen to me. That's what Sierra Leone really means to me.
Sierra Leone is just home. I mean, that's the bottom line for me. It's home, regardless what happens out here. That's all we'll have to end up there at some point anyway. And we do care about what happens back there. It means more than everything to all of us out here. And one day we'll go and hopefully try and make a change, and if we can.
Sierra Leone to me means a country of peace, a country of happiness, welcoming and hospitable. Sierra Leone to me means a country where I grew up and where I was paid for going to school. There's a government scholarship at the same time. Sierra Leone means a place where I want to be all the time. To me, Sierra Leone is home, and I believe that we can take it back to be the real Athens of West Africa, as it used to be, with this government and with the strides of President Ernest Bai Koroma. I am SL.